Hi, well I called the original of this part one. I've just been playing around with glazes because I wasn't really satisfied with it. I've not enough detail in here, lost and found. So I'm just adding bits and pieces, and I'll glaze over this a bit more to show you this the way I'm doing it. I'm not an expert in all this, so I've made all this up as I've learnt over the years. What can I say? Alvin Crawshaw was very good with acrylics, and he demonstrated them on television, BBC television, for years, and watercolours. I've had to make it all up myself, and essentials are becoming the PVA, dilute PVA glue. Keep your brushes very, very clean, because otherwise if they dry with acrylic on them, they will be very, very difficult to redeem. The spray bottle and the PVA glue is very, very hot today. It's untypically hot for the UK. We don't get many days over 30 degrees, but it's gone up to 37 in my garden. That's in old money, so probably about 95, and it's very hard to do anything really. We went out for the bike ride along the Wandle, which was lovely with my old mates. So let's just, I'm going to put a bit of detail on this and let it dry. I'm going to use just a sort of a brush, just this sort of worn out brush here, using blue, red, a bit of white. That's ultramarine. I will just put in some detail on these sort of high buildings, or whatever you want. I could turn it into a lakeland scene, but I quite enjoy doing this. It's a bit different. We've painted sunsets before, but not one quite like this. We call this city. So just some lights and darks, a little bit of detail in here. It doesn't matter what it is. It just suggests something, and the viewer can put the something in. A bit of white and mix in a bit of white, a bit of blue, a bit of red. Drag it down into the reflection, sort of embankment. Although these buildings don't exist, this is a purely fabricated abstract, but I want it to try and mean something. My horizon is not quite level, so let's just bring that up a little bit there, or down a little bit. Put some detail in, just suggestions. It all adds interest. It doesn't have to mean anything. It's just there. It just adds a bit of sparkle. We can put bits of red, just bits of white, touches of white, bit of orange. Just bring it down into the water. I've tried to keep this area sunset light, so I will put some more yellowy oranges back in that in a minute, but I will show you how I glazed when it's all dry. Just do some of this first. There we go, a bit of yellow, a bit of just catching that sunlight, a bit of orange. Plenty of light in there. It all says something but nothing, if you know what I mean. It's Try and work on all of the picture. Oops. Nice light orange. So let's just get, I don't really want white, but yellow, very light colours. Just showing something. Nothing in particular, just flicks of interest. Take a bit of that out there. Just a little bit too obvious. I want that more yellow. Light coming through between the buildings. I'm really enjoying abstract painting. It gets you free from copying. I think what we're copying, shall we all learn, but it's this dependency on copying instead of making up from your imagination, or even working from photographs. And I love working from my own photographs that I take on the wander or wherever, and I just make my own view using it as a base. An aid memoir. And I've tried to evoke the feeling that made me take the photograph in the first place. Lovely on the wander this morning. It was a bit of a nice little gentle breeze, and what shade we could get in between all the trees. A bit of mauve on the shadow side of here. If there's any unpleasing colours, change them if you want. At the Art in Action show, there were some wonderful sunsets pictures that really inspired this. Although I'm working from memory or from imagination, let's put in some yellow, orangey, light colours. Let's get this in here, just some ripples. I'll show you how I glazed and subtly changed it. Let's get that in there. I might upload this today. Let's get that lighter there. Playing with ripples. Right, I'll using one of my inch brushes, get it nice and clean. And what I've been trying to do is to darken the sky and lose the intensity in there. It was just a little bit too obvious. I want to put the yellow back in there. But what I do is I spray it with a good spray. You can even the water over it. And while that's damp, wet, a bit of alizarin, a bit of cadmium red. Just glaze over it. It subtly changes very slowly. Keep doing it. The old masters with the oil and oil paints in the 16th century, 17th century, they would go over like Titian, Rembrandt. They would go over and over 30, 40 glazes, so that they got that wonderful depth of colour, very deep, rich, and it was just building up of washes of similar colour, but the underneath painting shone through. So now, well, that's a bit wet. There's a bit of yellow, and just wet it, and that's good. Probably this brush is probably just a little bit too big, but it doesn't matter because always a bit of grit. And that's all it takes really. You can keep doing that as many times as you like. Let's just take some of that excess water. I've lost my signature now. But I quite like that. I probably could have done a bit better with that. That's just a little bit mucky, but hey, I think that's got something going for it. Charles Wolfe will love it. Have a look at his channel. He's a brilliant young abstract painter. Love what he does. But he uses my more representation of watercolours to inspire some of his landscapes. I'm more than happy about that. Well, okay, so that I'm going to leave that at that. I didn't want to do too much. I'll sign that before I take a photograph of it. Okay, well, thanks for watching. It might be that you prefer the original video. I'm doing it in 2 parts. I won't do it as an edited version. But I hope you enjoyed that. Have a go yourselves. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.